Energy is a fundamental concept in physics that is integral to the understanding of climate change and its effects in our lives. The foundational principle of energy conservation in physics, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but only transformed from one form to another, is a principle which allows physicists to observe the planet Earth and predict the behavior of climatic systems over time. Energy has multiple forms. It includes kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, and nuclear energy. Each form is vital in different contexts and applications. Understanding these forms and how they convert into one another is not only essential for solving problems of energy, but it is also important in alleviating the climatic conditions of the world. This is because practical energy principles apply to energy generation, energy storage, and energy transfer, important areas for our day-to-day use of energy, and the study of which is crucial for addressing global challenges of climate change and sustainable development. The Earth's heating has caused the global annual temperature to increase above 0.8 degrees centigrade from the start of the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century. This has caused an astronomical rise in the percentage constituent of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. And this has given rise to climatic changes, pollution, changing in temperatures and precipitation patterns, increase in ocean temperatures, sea level and acidity, melting of glaciers and sea ice, changes in the frequency, intensity, and duration of extreme weather events, and shift in ecosystem characteristics. Thanks to satellite evidence, we are seeing the dire effects of climate change in our world. The volume of solar ice at the poles has been declining. A warmer atmosphere is resulting in bigger and more destructive tropical storms. In other areas, the rising temperatures and longer dry periods are reducing access to fresh water and making wildfires more common. These extreme weather events are increasing in their frequency. Recorded evidence from the fundamental understanding of how gases trap heat shows that human behavior are a gross contributory factor to the rise in global temperatures. And research findings show that carbon dioxide, caused mainly by burning of fossil fuel, accounts for 80% of the result of this man-made effect on climate change. Although the use of fossil fuel has brought great wealth and scientific progress to our civilization, it has greatly impacted the Earth's ecosystem and comes at a great cost to health and livelihood, which the rest of the planet can no longer sustain. To mitigate the harmful effects of climate change, to save costs, and to promote personal well-being, it is important to engage in individual climate responsibility by practicing sustainable living and having a rethink of how we use the Earth's resources. On a broader note, the key to transforming our energy system is to move away from fossil fuel to low carbon sources of energy, such as solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, and nuclear. The UK government has committed to the electrification of the energy system by increasing the use of low carbon energy sources, such as renewables and nuclear power, while phasing out the use of fossil fuel. However, this policy will ultimately be successful if the cost of transition to renewable is cost competitive and affordable to the end users. We will not make progress if tariffs from renewable sources such as solar, wind, or nuclear are more expensive than fossil fuel. There is some good news here though. Solar and wind were among the most expensive energy sources that we had over the last decade or so, and we've seen rapid reduction in their cost from the source. But this has to trickle down to consumer in every household, because the use of electricity is still way more expensive than gas, which is a product of fossil fuel. The earth is our only home, and it is important to our survival. But over the years, mankind has overindulged in its resources. We have a duty of care to our planet, and this duty of care begins by taking up the responsibility of correcting the climate anomaly through appropriate energy use and behavior. We shall now be looking at how to do this by considering two key areas which are integral to our daily activities: transport and buildings. Low carbon energy emissions in transportation are vital for environmental sustainability, economic resilience, and public health and well-being. Around a fifth of our carbon dioxide emissions come from how we transport ourselves. Most vehicles still use petrol and diesel engines, which are detrimental to our health and the environment. While we shouldn't get rid of cars completely, the decarbonization of cars through preference for electric vehicles will create rapid reduction in CO2 emissions compared to a petrol or diesel car. In doing this, the UK government is planning to phase out petrol and diesel vehicles by 2030. It is also planning to decarbonize the transport sector and reduce transport emissions by promoting the use of electric vehicles, public transport, and active transport modes such as walking and cycling. We shall all have to drive less and walk more, cycle more, or use public transport more. Transportation is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. By adopting low carbon transportation technologies, we can significantly cut down on CO2 emissions and thereby slow the rate of global warming and reduce the associated impacts such as extreme weather events and rising sea levels. Petrol and diesel vehicles emit pollutants like nitrogen oxide, particulate matter, and volatile organic compounds, which degrade air quality. Low carbon transportation options, particularly electric vehicles, produce zero tailpipe emissions, leading to cleaner air and reduced health risks such as respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Electric motors have efficiencies of around 90 to 95% compared to 20 to 30% for petrol or diesel vehicles. Low carbon energy emissions in buildings are crucial for addressing climate change. It is also crucial in improving energy efficiency and enhancing the overall sustainability of urban environments. Low carbon buildings use energy more efficiently, save cost, and significantly lower their carbon footprints. Buildings account for a significant portion of global energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions due to energy used for heating, cooling, lighting, and powering appliances in homes. For the government, reducing emissions from buildings is essential to meet international climate targets, such as those set by the Paris Agreement. And to do this, the United Kingdom government has set a target for all new homes to be built to zero carbon standard by 2025. It is also providing existing homes with funding to support energy efficiency improvement, such as retrofitting insulation and upgrading heating systems. Implementing carbon saving and energy reduction processes in your homes may either be cost intensive or cost next to nothing. First, let us consider the cost intensive options, which by the way are highly subsidized through loans and grants by the UK government. Some alternatives to your gas boilers are heat pumps, hydrogen and district heating. If you are a homeowner in England and Wales, you will be entitled to a fund of £7,500 to replace your old gas boiler with heat pumps. An effective way of cutting your home carbon emission is by reducing heat loss through the insulation of walls, floors, and roofs. Making doors and windows more energy efficient will also reduce your carbon footprint and increase energy efficiency in your home. We can fit modern double-glazed windows and draft-proof your home by blocking up unwanted gaps that let cold air in and warm air out in doors and windows. Opting for energy efficient lighting and appliances could also help lower your carbon emission and improve your energy usage. You can further reduce energy usage in these appliances by using eco modes and turning off standby. If you are not inclined to commit some capital towards reducing carbon emissions in your home, you can bring your energy spending under control. First, by ensuring that you have the right energy tariff, and also by keeping an eye on your energy use. First, by an awareness of appliances in your homes which uses the most energy. Then, by taking a proactive approach towards reducing energy use. I show you how to do this. First, by making you aware of appliances which use the most energy in your home. The better you know this, the better position you will be in making savings on your energy bills by cutting down on your appliances use and by using them in different ways. The biggest energy guzzlers in your homes include air conditioning systems, refrigerator, washers, dryers, dishwashers, TVs, and computers. Built-in air conditioning system can be a powerful, effective way to control your home's ambient temperature, but they can have a substantial impact on your energy consumption. Refrigerators need to be kept running 24 hours a day, but they could also account for over 30% of your home's energy usage. Washing machine uses substantial energy, more so if you also use a tumble dryer to dry your clothes. This will set you back on cost savings. You can reduce your energy consumptions by avoiding washing at high temperatures and avoid underloading the machine. Dry your clothes naturally indoors or outdoors where possible, rather than relying on your tumble dryer. Using a dishwasher can cause energy wastage. As with your washing machine, be sure not to underload the dishwasher and use the eco setting where possible. LED TVs are generally the most energy efficient than plasma TVs. Generally, plasma TVs, while offering good picture quality, tend to consume more power than LED and LCD TVs. Both desktop and laptop computers can put a sizable dent in your household energy bills, especially at a time when many of us are working from home. Then, what can you do to save on energy and lower your bills? There are several ways in which you can reduce your energy use and save on your bills. You can do this by installing smart meter. using appliances in off-peak times, unplugging appliances on standby mode. A smart meter is a very useful way of tracking the impact of energy saving measures around your home. Your supplier should fit one free of charge for you. If you have a dual rate meter, this allows you to save around 50% on the unit cost of your energy during off-peak times. Make sure TVs, games console, DVD and Blu-ray players, or any device with a standby mode are unplugged or switched off at the wall every night before going to bed. There are other behavioral changes we can adopt to reduce global warming. Try not to waste food. Choose food from sustainable sources and buy options that are made locally. The problem with food waste is not necessarily the emission when it goes to landfill. It's all of the emissions that come from producing the food that aren't going actually into people's mouths. For instance, methane produced from cow waste is 50 times more powerful as a greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide and causes way more harmful effects in global warming. We should also think of the environmental impact of what we consume, not just food, but everything we buy. We should buy only things that are reusable, repairable, or fully recycled. By adopting a healthy recycling habit in homes, we aid the ecosystem by converting items back into a resource that can be reused and prevent the buildup of waste giant plastic patches that are forming in the oceans. For further assistance on how to contribute to the reduction of global warming and to save cost on your energy usage, contact us at